Hello my friends, and welcome. We have a major update from the front lines, and today's situation shows clear signs that Ukraine is gaining momentum across several directions, especially near Pokrovsk and Druzhkivka. If you look at the latest maps, you'll see new blue zones appearing, meaning Ukrainian forces have taken back more ground. Compared with yesterday, there are multiple confirmed changes. Ukrainian troops are now counterattacking in several areas simultaneously, forcing Russian units to retreat or hold weaker defensive positions. In the Kupiansk-Volbar sector, the Russians are still trying to hold their ground, but their lines are shrinking. Ukrainian drone footage confirms that Russian troops in several gray zones are becoming encircled. In some areas, Russia tried to advance northeast, but all their assaults failed, and Ukraine quickly regained those positions. One of the key battles took place near Counterattack, a small settlement that changed hands several times. Russia briefly occupied it, but Ukrainian forces launched a counterattack from nearby Dobra village and managed to push them out again. Although the area remains contested, it's clear that Russian offensives there have completely stalled. Further south, near Pavlivka, Ukrainian troops secured control over part of the lake and nearby tree lines. Small tactical gains, but important signs of a wider counterstrike. Russian forces that once tried to break through in this sector are now facing heavy losses from Ukrainian drones and artillery. According to military analyst Mikhailo Shint, Ukraine is now attacking from 6 different directions in this region. He also confirms that Russian assaults near Vodyane in the Vladimirivka area. Russians attempted to cross a river using a key bridge, but that bridge has been completely destroyed, while the second crossing nearby is partially damaged. With both bridges gone, Russian forces have no practical route to advance toward Shakhtarsk. Their supply lines are cut, and their bridgehead in Pavlivka is under Ukrainian counterattack. For Ukraine, this terrain now offers more tactical options. Kyiv's forces control most of the outskirts and are gradually squeezing Russian pockets from both north and south. Instead of rushing forward, Ukrainian commanders are advancing slowly but effectively, avoiding unnecessary losses and letting Russian mistakes create new openings. Meanwhile, Ukrainian aviation and drones continue to strike deep behind enemy lines. Even tactical aircraft like the Su-25 have been spotted launching guided bombs against Russian positions. These precision strikes have forced Russian troops to dig in or hide their vehicles under makeshift metal webs to block drone attacks. But those defenses rarely work for long. Speaking of strikes, Ukraine once again hit the Feodosia oil depot in occupied Crimea. The same facility that burned for 6 days earlier this year was struck again, and this time, the damage appears total. Several large oil tanks are completely destroyed, with massive flames visible across the coastline. This site was critical for refueling Russia's Black Sea fleet, so the impact will be serious. Now, moving to political developments. President Zelenskyy publicly thanked former U.S. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump for raising awareness about Ukrainian children kidnapped by Russia. 7 of those children were recently returned to Ukraine, which is at least some progress. However, Trump's latest statements on Ukraine have caused confusion. While he mentioned possibly providing Ukraine with Tomahawk cruise missiles, he also said he might speak to Russia first about it, calling Tomahawk. Zelenskyy emphasized that if Tomahawks were ever provided, they would only be used against Russian military infrastructure, and each strike would be coordinated with U.S. oversight. But for now, Ukraine continues to rely on its own projects, like the Flamingo drone missile, while pushing Western partners for more long-range systems. As for Trump's own words, he joked during an interview that he might not make it to heaven, calling his statement about ending the war to get into heaven just a joke. It's a bizarre comment, but it caught international attention. In the Middle East, there's finally a glimpse of hope. Hamas has agreed to release several Israeli hostages, while Israel will return detained Hamas members to Gaza. According to the Red Cross, 7 hostages have already been transferred and are expected to reach Israeli territory soon. The deal, reportedly supported by the United States, could mark a first step toward a broader ceasefire, as President Zelenskyy noted. Even Hamas is now negotiating, but Russia still refuses to talk. That comparison speaks volumes about the current state of diplomacy, and that's the situation for now, my friends. Ukraine's counterattacks continue to reshape the map. Russia's failed offensives are costing them heavily, and new fires are burning in occupied Crimea. If you'd like to support the work I do, you can join my Patreon or channel membership through the link below. Otherwise, this content remains free for everyone. Thank you for watching. I wish you all a peaceful sky, wherever you are, and have a great day.